Hi, Mickey Quinn here with Retail Level Up. When I was growing up, one of my favorite things to do was to watch game shows. And one of my favorites was Let's Make a Deal. Now, on this show, the contestants got to often pick between one of three doors. And sometimes they got a great prize. Other times they got nothing of any kind of value. It was pure luck. In the journey of our careers, we often encounter doors. And hidden behind these doors are opportunities, possibilities, leading to experiences and learnings and people. But the doors must be opened before we can go through them. And the keys to opening these doors is to ask questions. Management expert Peter Drucker said, "My greatest strength as a consultant is to be ignorant and ask questions." Successful leaders relentlessly ask questions. They have an incurable desire to find out more and to learn more. I had a boss once who was unlike any other boss I had had up until that point. His name was Joe, and he was the head of stores for a national specialty retailer. When you first met Joe, he came across as a very humble person. The humility that he demonstrated worked really well with his habit of asking a lot of questions. He never came across as a know-it-all, and rarely, if ever, did he act like he was an expert in anything. What he did and what he said made him the most trusted and sought-after person in any setting that he was in. Joe knew the key to open doors. He knew that the way to build relationships with others was to connect with them. And the way he connected was by asking questions. Joe was willing to be open and authentic. He was genuinely interested in learning more about the people he spoke with. He was eager to hear other people's opinions. He had no preconceived notion that he knew the right way to do things. And he definitely realized that he did not have all the answers. In his role as VP of stores, he had 6 regional managers, more than 40 district managers, and over 600 store managers and their teams reporting up to him. That was over 10,000 people. The vast majority of that team of over 10,000 people loved working with Joe. There was only a small handful of those who did not enjoy working for Joe, and they all had very similar qualities. They either were not very good at their jobs, and they weren't willing to ask for help or to disclose that they were struggling, or they were the type of manager who prefers to lead by fear or has that dictator mindset. Neither of these two personalities worked well with Joe's type of leadership. The really interesting piece of the story lies in the founder of the company. The original CEO had taken a step back, and now he was just in a more advisory role as chairman of the board. But the original founder did not approve of Joe's style of leadership. He was definitely not a fan. He thought Joe's approach to leadership was weak and ineffective. But what the founder failed to see was the incredible culture that Joe had built. When the company hit tough times, for about a year under Joe's leadership, the entire field team pulled together and weathered the storm. They could have left for other companies that were having better performance and paying out bigger bonuses, but the majority stayed. But then the founder decided to take a more active role and to come out of retirement and to come back and save the company. And when he came back, one of the first things he did was fire Joe. Now, that culture that Joe had built through humbleness and a servant mentality leadership style began to crumble under the new leadership. And though, yes, there were many other factors contributing to the demise of the company, that change in leadership was the beginning of the end. That company ended up filing for bankruptcy and closed all stores and all operations. So how good are you at asking great questions? And more importantly, how good are you at listening to the answers? Today's business world requires much more than just great product and great promotions. Today's business requires a strong brand and a great culture that both the customers and employees enjoy. An organization run by a CEO that acts like a dictator and thinks that they have all the answers may enjoy some success for a few years or even a few decades. but organizations that are run by CEOs and executives who build genuine relationships with their customers and with their employees, and who encourage inquisitiveness from their employees, and are open to receiving feedback and new ideas. Those are the organizations that will last through time. Those are the organizations that will endure and will evolve. And in this ever-changing world of business, that is the type of leader that you need to be. Great leaders ask great questions. For more tips like this, like us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Just search for Retail Level Up. Be sure to visit our website, retaillevelup.com, and sign up to receive our weekly newsletters. We send Monday Motivation and Top Tip Tuesday because we all can use a little extra motivation right now, and we can certainly use some top tips. Because now, even more than ever, it's time to level up.